Alright, I'm gonna start the recording for the finals. So we are in Round Cup 5 finals. And yeah, it's Randy versus Master Bell. Coming in best of 7.
Do you think either of these players have seen this map before?
Once or twice, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely interesting map. It's extremely large. It has tons and tons of metal, and the metal spots are rather far away from each other on average, which makes raiding incredibly easy to do and thus important. And all the same, eco build-up is incredibly important as well, since there's so much metal, there's so much potential that you can do with your build power.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, you got to get the right mix of build power and e-production, and then
an expansion and
when you're
defending
gonna
expansion and attacking expansions of the enemy, and yeah,
Making
it's
sure
all
you
over the
tech
place.
correctly, right? It's gonna be more vehicles or air switch, or
Yeah.
how are you gonna deal with those?
Yeah.
Like, you also have some labs differences. And reclaim as well, right? Reclaim is a big game.
All right, we're starting. Here we are.
Woo!
Finals, Randy versus Master Bell.
Alright, let's see whether Bell can get his revenge up.
His revenge.
Well, he did go into loser's bracket, right? So
Yeah. Both playing core.
Core has been really a favorite in this map. Everybody's been playing Core, and those who didn't said, damn, I wish I played Core. I remember at least one case like that.
So, Raghna,
Grunts are really good.
It seems to me like AKs are actually more OP than grunts are in bar. What do you think?
I believe in bar there's a small range reduction, which was rolled back a little bit, but not entirely. So I believe, if I'm not incorrect, that the AK's range advantage over the PoE here is a bit larger than the one in bar.
Aha, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, however.
Well, I don't know if
Yeah, we need some number crunchers on that, right? We're here too.
Yeah. I don't even know where to find all the relevant stats in BA.
It's same, the unit stats, right? Nothing has changed in that regard.
I don't think the information, it doesn't show like the movement speed. I don't see movement speed. No, space doesn't show movement speed either, does it?
So it's about attack range. Yeah, attack range is a bit.
Speed 85.
Attack range advantage. So Randy went for 40. A 3 max, and Bell went for a 2 max. One little odd thing is that Master Bell immediately went for 2 AKs, even though the map is large enough. I think that he really did not need those immediately. He could have built a bit more construction bots first, but that's just small stuff. Looks like Master Bell is also not used to not having the auto assign on the construction units on the bot lab, so there's some idle time there.
So that's what you mean with Randy being good.
Would Fleas not have even Fleas wouldn't have crossed by the time he needed it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the Fleas would not have crossed. Like maybe if you go like immediate lab into Fleas, but that's the big thing about this map being so big, is that raiding is incredibly strong because the maxes are so far apart and the map is so large, but especially in the very early game, it takes so long for the enemy to come over. You can play very greedily because even if they send units immediately, by the time they arrive to you, you're a bit later in the game than when those units were built. So you could have built a bigger army than they can attack with. All right, both 2 cons and a base, 3 cons and a 4th one for Master Bell, actually.
Okay, dodging. So far, so good. Micro from Randy didn't feed or take too much damage and dodging. I think Bell plays more standard like bar opening, where you go to the 2 mix and then go more to the middle and then plan to get the vehicle lab. It looks like both of them do that.
But Randy was a bit greedy. Like he didn't have a lot of AKs defending, but radar. I don't immediately see a radar at Master Bell's
I don't see
main
him
base.
being ahead. He actually has accessed a lot of energy for his advantage. Although they're both spending metal, so nobody is really in the red. I think it's just that he get like a little bit more energy, but then again he accessed it.
Both expand with double cons. A nano for Randy and cons for Master Bell. Master Bell is doing a 2 AK 1 con build, whereas Randy is manually altering his build.
Adding in cons as he wants. I mean, Randy's already got a nano, and Master Bell not. Master Bell's got idle constructors.
All right. Well, one thing I might see Master Bell struggling with here, and I see it a little bit already, is tendency not to split up his forces too much. So, for example, here he's being attacked by 5, 6, 7 AKs, and he's pulling his entire force. Without he could send a few to raid the enemy. He could send a few to scout in different places, but he's concentrating all of his forces.
He did well versus Law. I think the last game like kind of teached him a little bit to spread, but I think you need a radar for that, right? In order, because you don't, I don't see whether how much he saw units coming in. Because if you split to less or too little,
groups.
Yeah,
control groups are important
instead of other groups.
Well. Yeah. Okay. I don't think that's enough AKs to kill the commander of Master Bell here.
Not with the LLTs there.
Yeah. Commander C.
Well, there's just one, but the second one is already up.
Yeah.
So some players play very aggressive like that, like Goopy. And
Master Bell will get a decent engagement here. Splits off the army using the Crater.
Crater splitting is definitely a thing.
Right, everybody's still happily expanding. Randy expanding more to the middle with his double cons.
Okay. Randy has full radar coverage. Master Bell went to vehicles and only has limited radar coverage over here. Master Bell going advanced solars. Randy doing quite well himself with lots of nanos in his base.
Oh, for sure, yeah. He's also a little bit ahead in the metal. Anything too major. But Master Bell has quicker tanks as compared to Randy. Pretty mirror each other. With
At
least in
very standard play from both of them. Nothing too aggressive. Not too many raiding parties on either side.
Just some
levelers though versus instigators. So levelers very defensive. Instigators might.
Does he want to set up like a push through a middle, you think?
Well, since the labs are not too far away from each other, actually, levelers are not that bad. Big attack here from Randy. He, again, crater splits Master Bell's army, so he has a really good efficiency on the engagement. And meanwhile, Master Bell is counterattacking in the north.
Gators, yeah. Yeah, but Randy, I mean, there's not that many expansions,
Sure.
but he could take out some expansions. I don't think Master Bell can stop it on the bottom, to be fair.
Yeah,
No. And Master Bell actually reclaimed his bot lab and is remaking a vehicle lab in his base. So right now he's really slow with reinforcing that army. So
does he want like levelers there, or?
Looks like.
But they'll be really slow down.
Yeah.
So both raiding in both places at the same time. However, Randy's looking a bit better in that exchange.
Well, Randy's raid is still a lot bigger.
Doesn't get LLT up. I mean, but Master Bell has decent range. Oh, so much happening.
Yeah.
Okay, but
in the middle, I mean, Randy
Randy's
used,
tanks are
like a few raiders behind the levelers to kill the LLT, and now I mean he's got a pretty good position there, but his raid is still going in the south. I mean, Bell's got to back up to the next set of mexes that have an LLT there, but
so it's calmed down a bit, but it looks like Randy has more map control, has control of the center. However, Master Bell has more production with tanks. He's making 2 labs worth of tanks, whereas Randy's only 1 lab of tanks and 1 of bots. We'll see how that plays out.
Randy also being ahead in energy production now.
Energy production's pretty good statistic to have on.
Sure. And big engagements. Looks like Master Bell is winning this one.
Sad that he reclaimed his bot lab, right? So he won't have anything to like res or res.
And big attack from Randy. Let's see if he goes through with it.
Would Raiders be a little bit of feed, right?
Yeah, it looks like looks dangerous. Whereas Master Bell is having a counterattack in the east at the same time, so split attacks here. Master Bell actually recuperated quite well with expansions in the northwest at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's rather even at the moment. Actually, Master Bell is ahead in metal used, over 2k. Instigator's doing really well against AKs right here.
Might get all of those raiders as well, like radars and mixes on the side. And Randy is making this big choke point LLT forest there. Interesting. What do you think about that LLT forest? It's just like, really, you're not welcome here at all?
Well, with this many nanos at the front, if you lose that, that's quite game over. Like it's a big amount of your production just being down if that gets ever gets.
Master Bell has pretty decent micro with the Raider battle.
It's important to move away. Attacking Raiders and Raiders is quite bad. You don't want to be chasing.
Well, now they're just battling out, both standing.
Yeah, there's gonna be 2 lines of Rex.
Yeah.
A gentleman's agreement, it looks like.
Right. I mean,
Master Bell taking the tank engagement in the center, really without even much micro. Holding in the south.
Both players high on metal right now.
High on metal. Bell also has some energy to go with it, it looks like.
Yeah, Bell's up to
just needs build
plus
power.
1k.
He has less build power though.
Yeah, he never actually made extra. I mean, his nanos are in the base, I guess.
He didn't get nanos with his.
I think he gets his pauses because in his main base he makes advanced solars, right? And every time he makes an advanced solar, his nanos switch, and he loses some army production.
Yep.
while Randy doesn't make frontal advanced solars and just has 3 nanos
Big back and
nonstop.
forth in the middle. It's about who gets to reclaim in the end. That's the real victory.
Gator's
And
doing
yeah,
pretty
some,
well against
resurrection
AKs,
bots engagements further south.
Are Gators nerfed in bar comparatively? Probably, seems. Who do you think's gonna go T2 first?
From Randy's look, it doesn't look like he's... Well, he's adding some advanced solars in the main base, but... Is he ready to go? Bell getting decent engagement. Still lacks, like, I think, real army count, but... Bell
Finally
made
getting some
aircraft.
nanos. Yep. Yeah, and Bell's finally getting some nanos in his front lab.
Oh, that's important even for, like, repairing.
Yeah. So he's got the air lab, but he hasn't done anything with it yet.
I love the master builds like LMTs at the top, just
Okay, so Randy's got a T2 lab finished
on the front.
in his front position.
Will he have enough energy? Is he gonna get like Reapers? Ooh, 10k,
yeah,
10k a pop will
clarification.
choke himself pretty hard, I think. But you know, over the time it will be better.
I mean, how many do you need? I don't know how much better T2 is in BA or not.
Randy making a tank attack. Kind of scared for Bell in the sense that Randy is able to smash in into the main base, but there's gonna be a drones, right? And on the top, Bell is also being able to push in. Yeah, the Blade Wings will stop Randy's army dead in its tracks, and then...
Well, Randy's going to keep putting pressure on with T2 in the center, so he's now up to 6 Reapers. So Master Bell recalling the Blade Wings up here should take care of the Reapers too.
I think AK is a little bit harder to stop.
Master Bell's going to get a lot of raiding done on the right side here, I think.
Oh, yeah. Question is that best choice versus like T2 tanks pushing the position where this commander is? Makes the good decision to retreat, and we'll try to go for the main base. Where does he want to go? Main base? So much options.
I know. Master Bell's forward lab has been abandoned by the commander.
Oh, but then that makes sense versus T2 units, I think.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry, especially if you think you're gonna get a nice raid into his main base, healing the energy.
So I guess Master Bell's gonna let the AKs go in favor of saving what's left of this. How come he stopped making Blade Wings? What do you think? He made a bunch of constructors. I guess he wants the reclaim and wants to re-expand.
Let's see how he deals with the lab of the Randy not moving.
I mean, this raid could be the end of Randy's energy production. for the most part, anyway.
Yeah, that's
the goal, right?
he took most of the advanced out, which was the biggest part. I think Randy was on 1.5k, now it's on 5k only.
I mean, he's not done yet either.
Okay,
And
lost you a little bit, Raghna.
wow, big engagements everywhere all at once. Amazing game here. Big rating in the main base of Randy. As you said, his energy production has tanked. He's at plus 200 energy. While trying to build Tech 2, that's not quite good. Although Randy has quite a few Reapers here versus not that much.
I think one issue, Master Bell, like his lab is making non-stop cons. Is that intentional? Does he want to just LLT
well, okay,
everything?
Look at what he's also he's got a T2 lab now, and he actually has energy production to back it up.
Bombers in the main base as well.
He's making non-stop cons. That's what I'm saying. But
he's reclaiming it now. He's reclaiming it now. Yeah, I think he wanted to expand and so on, but now he has an enemy army, and I think Randy, that's his last chance, is that small army attacking here. He has to do some major damage with this.
Is Randy? He still has some T2 units, right? So it's like 7 tanks.
No, but his E is completely gone.
Wouldn't Master Bell actually position his commander for like a Cloak Deegan?
And he doesn't have AA. He didn't bring the AA. He did not bring the AA. There's an AA in the center. He's just standing there. He didn't bring it with. He forgot to bring it with, and that's game pretty much.
A big game, yeah. His commander will try to make more solars.
Really well played from both players here, but that looks like game over. Yeah, if he had brought that flag down, that could have been a totally different story.
I mean, pretty well played by Master Bell.
Yeah, by both players, but Master Bell especially.
I mean, it was the drones originally, like, so that raid that destroyed Randy's base was originally a cleanup of an attack that Randy had after he stunned it all with blade wings, and then he continued on.
Right, GG. First game goes to...
So it's 1-1. Master Bell, Randy.
Oh yeah, right, 1-1. Because of the...
So I would say a big difference, I guess, so the blade wings versus the Tech 2 Reaper tanks, that the blade wings are really fast, so you can respond on one side or the other side really fast, whereas the Reapers, it's kind of a punch through kind of tool, so you have to win a bit faster than with the blade wings, or a bit more roughly than with the blade wings on such a large map, at least.
Titan Duel. What do you think about Titan Duel? That's a small, pretty tricky map, but it's, I don't know, so, if it's volatile as isn't like Comet, right? It's pretty technical.
Yeah, the maxes are even more further apart than here in Comet, though. So raiding has some nice angles where you can try to pick off maxes here and there, or see where the LLT doesn't cover and so on. So very early game, it's very back and forth. If you pick, especially if you pick a non-core bot start, right? With the AK,
with the fleet. You think somebody would you play Armada?
Simply because the maxes are so far apart, it's a lot easier to harass. They might still pick comfort, they might still pick core bots, but you could even start vehicle core here if you want some Jeffies who are fast and harass. Or rather, what's the core version of Jeffies?
I think vehicles are pretty crazy. I think it's a low metal map with like just barely enough energy. So going metal, like going vehicles seems like the fastest way to put yourself in, like with a coupled unit situation where enemy just has a little bit more units, and he's able to, since the map is open, like he's able to field more units, and just because you have like better units, it doesn't give. But yeah, scouts might be nice. Is it because of the speed? You
It's
mean?
also wind. So it's also wind, so you don't need to make solars, and also you do have what was I even gonna say? Yeah, you do have some good options for vehicles, especially that the distances from each other are not that far, so you meet each other quite soon. If you put pressure in one place, the map narrows down massively, meaning having more units is not that important anymore.
So in that last game, Banishers in BA, are they any good?
Yeah, they also shoot down air, which could have been useful here, I suppose. They're just really expensive. And then with Banishers, you're not trying to punch through as much as you're trying to slowly wear down the enemy. So you stand your, and that's what we saw last game as well, is they were each on the line shooting each other for long periods of time, and that's where Banishers really shine. Whereas with the Reapers, you have to kind of punch through in the moment itself.
And move it at least to take less shots and deal more shots. And they do be going. Game 2. Game 2 with 1-1.
Master Bell, FK. Yikes.
They should RE, huh?
That looks like a read to me.
Yeah. 21 seconds is not good. Should we, yeah. Okay.
GG.
Also another good thing about vehicle versus bots is that since the construction units move faster, you expand faster on these maps with mexes that are far away from each other.
Oh yeah, that I love with the arm on big maps. But I don't think this is that big of a map that it would make like a big difference.
It doesn't make a huge difference, just that the mexes are far away from each other. That's the...
Yeah. You spend time traveling.
But yeah, the asymmetry makes it a very specific thing to do, and the standard definitely is bots.
Anybody change there?
I think players like Midfits, who I saw was defeated by, I think, Master Bell here. Midfit would be, I think, the kind of player to do this sort of thing, vehicles on here.
I think Midfit tried vehicles versus law as well in a couple of the matches. It was interesting. Didn't succeed, although with the Flash it was, I mean, Flash are pretty good raiders as well, especially if you get in the back of the base and
Flash are really good. And they do a lot better versus LLT as well, because they have the HP to survive.
Sure.
But yeah, both core bots. Bit awkward placement from Randy, I would say. Like, I don't know if the units are going to have a bit of a
issue with the mix there.
And his wind very bunched up together.
I've seen that a lot. Like they do bunch up the wind. I mean, the windmill to me looks massive. To be fair,
we saw that from Goopy too.
Well, Goopy, no.
If you play one, if you play 1 versus 1 versus Goopy on any map, just start with Air Lab, 1 bomber, and you're good to go. Pro trip right here.
Master Bell is actually putting his effort to spread his wind a little bit apart. Getting solar, that's expensive, Randy.
The good thing about bunching up your wind is that it's easier to defend. Like the enemy can't get in between them and so on. So if they never get destroyed, then you're better off. But yeah. Randy always does early radar. He doesn't like surprises. Eliminates a bit of the luck factor that the enemy might have if they want to try to rush him. And walks away without a con and he's
Let's see the raids by Randy. AK versus AK. Bell, pulled 2 AKs.
Yeah,
I remember.
He pulled it away. He pulled it away, and that leaves a Mex naked, ready to be killed.
And that's Mex is dead.
And
the second one,
Yeah, the second one. And as I mentioned earlier, if you spread your wind, it's easier to get in between them. And Master Bell expanding with a con, whereas Randy expanding with his commander. So actually,
I think expanding with commander is pretty mandatory in this map. Because I don't think you have that much income in general.
So Master Bell can have a quicker initial start, but yeah, especially since he lost a Max here, this is going to cost him.
I think only when you rush like I don't know 15 fleas, it makes sense to stay in the base for a while. But
well, he has he had more cons for some time there, but yeah, and now he makes a radar idle con. I think he's not in his comfort right now, panicking a tiny bit from that attack, or quite tired after a long day of difficult games.
Oh, for sure. Randy already making to the nice double back spot there. Well,
Randy massively ahead here.
Well, the income so far shows similar income, right? Even wind is going more to the side.
but Randy indeed has already way more expansion and a nano turret, meaning that he can be happy about his setup. And Master Bell cannot leave his base with his commander right now since he doesn't have build power.
He must have heard you talking about that because you started a nano.
He's getting more wind though. I don't know why. While Randy getting solars. Is this solar for pure blocking? Just please don't.
I think he made a Eastor. I don't regularly see him making.
That's like making solars and.
I think he saw his energy bar being not at full, and he thought he needs some energy production or something.
Okay, Bella's almost squished part of Randy's army there in the middle.
Aye. Similar size armies.
I think it will be that case where Bell kind of fights and barely wins maybe, or like loses, and then the commander comes in and just eats everything and sets up the position.
If you don't have your commander at the front, you don't want to leave Rex around for the enemy commander to pick them up. He still has his commander in the base, Master Bell, even though he has a nano and an idle con, so...
Yeah, I like Randy's position better and the way he approaches here. Especially going now with on the back with the double con.
Oh, he's going for advanced solars. Very strange.
Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like regular solars are also weird to me. I think they still cost like a fortune, right? 150 metal. And I don't like. I think he
could reclaim them now. Like that, this would be a nice time to reclaim the regular solars. He's making a vehicle lab at the front.
How can he afford that? Like barely.
Sure. Yeah, like reclaiming solar here sounds good. All right, construction in the south getting caught out by some grunts.
We'll leave one. That's interesting. Well played.
And then at the other front, another attack. There is an exploiter to defend, and Randy retreats. Meanwhile, an attack through the center from Master Bell is being prepared. He has some aggravators, or some storms rather.
Randy investing in one leveler for the middle. I think that's pretty good. I think there's like this natural choke that actually 2 levelers there.
And especially against TCKs.
Right? Seems like he's got 2 exploiters now. Seems like a lot for a map like this. They're expensive, right?
Didn't it help him in an avalanche?
I think so, yeah. That's true.
I think against AKs they're not so bad. Better than against pawns because they have quite high health and AK's attack is not that high. Slashers now for some slow push together with the leveler. So this will be like a slow push from Randy to try to slowly.
He only needs to delay. Like he's ahead in the metal, right? He needs not to get bum rushed on the north, and he needs to kind of control south well enough, and like his center position will allow him to do exactly that.
And switch to raiders with his new vehicle lamp from Master Bell as well. So big engagement in the northeast, but it looks like equal numbers or somewhat. So no big gain or loss. Slashers in the middle, almost getting that double LLT. And the first raiders are out to come and defend.
Yeah. Slashers with levelers will be hard. Yeah, Reza?
Master Bell has lost a lot of position here, and he's kind of like the exploiters are the best mechs he has now, and he's going to lose those to missile trucks.
Yeah, the storms, the few storms that Master Bell made, it didn't really weren't able to influence much his positioning, and now Randy is ahead in metal and map control. It's not looking very good. Let's see if perhaps he can get a good exchange. He's bringing his commander now as well, so some deguns against the enemy raiders. Oh, no, that's it. He calls it.
Yeah. I think not leaving the base. I think on that map is not. I don't. I think you should always leave on that map with the commander. There's just a couple of mixes in the base. There is no good enough springboard for you to do like double expansion with like double cons. It doesn't work. The small map you have to go and fight.
GG, well played by Randy.
Yeah, made it really clean despite my doubts about like the solars. It worked out for him. Even made a little bunker from the solars there on the side.
Yeah, to protect that LLT.
And I think the vehicle in the middle also just is nail in coffin if he's able to get a strong point there.
Yeah, especially those levelers, they eat AKs for breakfast.
Blue Band or Red Comet? So what was about the Blue Band?
So Blue Band is has like a ridge in the middle that splits the map into 2. So that means that you have 2 fronts that can't reinforce each other easily. So yeah, if one gets pushed really hard, it easily turns into like a base race or something like that. Usually you have a commander and defenses on one side and then the army on the other side.
You reckon we're going to see some air openers from one of the players, maybe? I don't think
Air is very common on this map because it's so large and it's diagonal corner positions, and there's even like some water
bunch of
to go over
energy
and
as
stuff.
well, right? To actually
Yeah,
afford air.
yeah.
And
I
bomb
don't
bear
think Randy and Master Bell are the kind of players
to do
to
that.
make
Yeah.
air starts though.
I think
No.
Cart and Teddy would pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of other players as well, but I mean that being said, for these players, it would then be really good to do it because they're not expected to, right? Because they
Oh
very rarely
yeah,
do.
yeah.
So something in the finals or something like that. It's if you're not well known to make a switch, it can be really powerful.
Also need a little bit of practice, I would guess. So what's about this talk about it not being one side favorite? Is it North that's favored?
It's not entirely symmetrical. There's some small differences. I never paid too much attention
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm not looking to make excuses on small differences like that, whether I win or lose. And third time, core on both sides. We don't see labs yet.
Still not quite choky enough to play arm, huh?
So Master Bell went into 3 match starts, meaning he had to make a solar, even though wind is extremely high right now. Randy 2 solars into vehicle lab. This you don't see often.
Wins.
Yeah, but look at 30 wind, and he's gonna be able to finish making his vehicle plant with two wind. That's huge.
That's 80.
That's huge. He was really lucky there. If the wind had dropped, he.
But I think the average is like 20, 22 or something.
Which reminds me of the old Eye of Horus, right?
Yeah, it is Eye of Horus levels, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, con. So much cons and AKs. And wait. Oh, I mean, vehicles from Randy is going to be interesting. Isn't that a little bit of meta change, right? But
I really like Randy's start here.
Yeah.
Look, he's gonna see exactly what Master Bell is up to, so he will not have to defend very much. He can make look at
expand
that. He makes
faster
a
as
nano.
well, right?
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
much faster. He makes a nano in base.
I think if people complain about Imba starts on this map, like look at the metal extraction you get from the 2 different starts, right? I think Master Bell you get, what was it? 1.39, 2.45, and 1.76. Randy.
Oh yeah. Seven.
Gets
Randy gets
2.14,
more.
2.75, 2. He gets way more. It's not just a little bit either.
It's 5.6
So I think
metal, yeah.
I think it gets evened out by the other maxes, but yeah.
But the
considering
starting
the
max is
start-
with starting
yeah.
max, one is 5.6, another is 7.2. I mean, yeah.
That's pretty significant.
Sure, one player could just start with one less max. Yeah, that's actually pretty weird. Shouldn't but those are similar positions. Even if the map boxes is structured like that, those still are opposite positions. Like they're in the same lane. Even if you had 4 more players.
So here Randy sees everything that Master Bell could be up to. He's right outside his base, and in the meanwhile, at home, he's able to expand massively, and he already has a nano up and everything. So
Okay, getting a little lag on the stream. Sorry about that. Yeah, and the map is pretty choky, which will definitely benefit the All right.
The vehicles they expand so much faster than the bots here. They're faster and have more build power as well. So it's actually looking quite good for Randy, even though Master Bell is testing the waters here, going with some grunts in several places.
Checking. Well, the first got stopped a little bit. My connection's working fine. Should be fine on the WOD though after.
His grunt is AK.
I expected these problems, right? First you try half a year to learn new
Same
names
difference.
and then change. You change and then you have to go back. It's a sound. Good one, by the way. Okay. Gators versus AKs coming in.
That's a lot of AKs and just a few Gators, so... But the AKs are not concentrated enough. So yeah, Gators win massively, but...
I thought maybe, yeah, isn't it like the, I wouldn't say like the rule, but right, but generally if you like, core, like, I think core vehicles beat core bots, like, overall. Obviously it depends, but the units are pretty good.
So there are counters within. For example, Leveler is amazing against most bots, except that Tuds then do quite well if microed well. But Raiders win against Tuds, so yeah. Overall vehicle wins, yeah. I think, yeah, there we go. And Master Bell switches over in his base. Meanwhile, Randy's building up a bit of a metal.
Is shocked by the fact that AKs produce energy. I mean...
Yeah, back in the day, everything would produce energy. And construction bots also produce a little bit of metal.
Yeah. So I remember one game I got stuck because I has left no metal income at all.
That was the idea, and that was your idea in old Total Annihilation. Is even if you're left with one con, since it still makes a bit of metal, you can still
always rebuild and remake. Yeah.
So as predicted, one side is all units and the other side is commanders building LLTs. But
Randy picked off a con
and he's getting good exchanges, even if he's not, doing too much. He's just getting good exchanges. And
the Gators are just wrecking the AKs.
Yeah.
If he just doesn't look for a while. I don't know if she's supposed to run in, run away, do set target micro. How do you even kill these Gators?
Or go somewhere else, basically.
Yeah.
Especially since the AKs can go over the hills. So if he had used them offensively, he could have gone over that hill right in front of the base. I mean, which could be...
Technically, AK is made of just pure energy, but oh, here comes the air.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean,
there's no air defense. There's one con to build perhaps an air turret, but that
But single drones versus AKs. Oh yeah, actually it's levelers from battle as well. So just as he about to switch to tanks and finally hold the nasty ones, the enemy already has the drones.
But Rani didn't have anything to punch through, and all the metal is right there to reclaim. Let's see if he can get A over there in time. He's building an air lab of himself, and he has fighters. So he's going to send over the fighters. Let's see if they can come in time before these units get demolished. One of the drones shot down by a raider. Really slow reinforcements coming in. Master Bell doesn't have that much build power.
There's a little bit of metal. All right, so fighters in the game. Deals with drones pretty well. Also, but Randy also has fighters.
Master Bell's commander is a lot closer, so he will get there first. If he could secure this metal, that would be big. But he already has so much metal, he's finally building a bit more build power.
Randy has 2 construction bots there on the side, so...
Yeah, no, all the metal's
I think
gone
he
already.
will be, already been able to eat all of it.
Bombers from either side could be quite good.
The metal difference is pretty big.
Never taken out. That's actually quite big as well. These skaters. Huge advantage here from Randy. 1,700 metal in the bank.
Seems as the map is...
Master Bell Tech 2.
Okay.
It could be the right move actually to try to get back into this game. If only Randy doesn't go too offensively here.
Oh.
Yeah, if he survives for long enough.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's what he's gambling on Randy not being overly aggressive. He just finished it.
More stuff coming.
Yeah, but he just finished the Tech 2 lab. He's going for eco, so he's gonna make Tech 2 mexes. And does he not have a radar? He does. Yeah, but he's not reacting to the movement yet. Randy's still making Tech 1.
It's a conga line of raiders.
Yeah, but he's going Tech 2 now as well, so...
I mean, so does that mean he still plays aggressive, or does he just kind of...
Oh yeah, you want to pressure them?
I think he has a huge army advantage. I mean, he doesn't necessarily how big or what Master Bell is exactly doing, but...
He could just go a lap, right? Back to his base, just make an army.
Yeah.
Run a little bit around.
Yeah, actually, Master Bell has little to no army to defend from this, and Randy's still holding off on a large army right in front of the commander.
That army could easily pressure the front as well, with the commander in danger.
And he's losing fighters. The only flying units Master Bell has left are scouts.
And what happens if Randy discovers that Master Bell is... Oh yeah, he already sees by Reaper.
Some drones to try and stop the bleeding. Might just defend this. And Randy's actually not reacting too much yet elsewhere. Now he comes over.
Yeah, the front. So many laser turrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Master Battle is
even
being
more Gators now pushing through. So
Mhm.
he tanked with Stumpies in order to open the gap for
yeah,
Gators.
Master Battle is being
Or
pulled
Rumpies.
away in all the directions, and every time he's too late. It's losing all map control.
Right, but the Gators actually don't find anything worth of value. If they surrender to one army or two army, you might find Commander. Now decides to back off.
And there's a leveler there, making it too costly to move forward. But yeah, in the meanwhile, Master Battle lost all of his metal extractors by small raiding units.
Well, and he's lost everything on the right side. I mean, all the reclaim belong to Randy too. Randy's just been ahead.
And that's a big haul. Well, the energy used is ahead for Master Bell due to
And-
AKs.
And now solar collectors being built when wind actually produces more energy than a solar collector.
Yeah,
'cause
one windmill.
Yeah, but he's really low on energy. That's why he's doing that. It's best of 7.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they can rotate maps once they run out of the pool. I think the next map might be Red Comet.
Well, trying his best to hold in there and trying to do a small counter push.
Well, do something. I'll do it the Degans, but isn't
in
cloaked.
sequence, yeah. No, come on.
That one was good. Good, thanks.
He's getting low.
Randy doesn't even see your focusing on other side, just driving by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using nanos.
There's another. The Gator attack finally decides to go in. Well, looks like game, especially if there's no T2 tanks there. The Gators will do a little bit of raiding, maybe kill the T2 con as well, just to make it painful.
Insult to injury, yeah. These gators are dispensable. I mean, even if you lose them, that doesn't actually change much.
And now the Gators might just finish the commander, who's left alone there.
Trying to hold on the best he can. Master Bell mounting a defense here, killing the last gators, and holding off the army in the east.
Actually kills all
There's
the
a
Gators.
little bit of metal saved up, but his energy is. In fact, Randy didn't build too much energy himself.
Sense to build it now. We'll adapt. I think this non-stop pressure will. I see kind of Randy running out of the army, but
He's coming with drones and fighters. That's it.
maybe if he could res, yeah, but
He doesn't have control over the, and he doesn't have a build map either.
I would assume
It's,
Randy would try to maybe also get some of that T2 eco. Looks pretty rich on the metal. I mean, metal chart is just brutal, like 4 times, 3.5 times more income.
I'm pretty sure Randy can do pretty much what he wants at this point. But Master Bell is, there we go. He gives up.
GG for Randy. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the map, I think. Rizzo counting out the metal income is starting with...
It would be better. It would be better if it was symmetrical for sure. It's quite unfortunate it was not remade. But Randy's start was also just way better with the vehicle.
Oh,
What
yeah.
one he made two wins: vehicle lab, con, nano, and then a bunch of cons and expanded everywhere. And he has some weasels around Master Bell's base that he himself only had AK, so he couldn't harass, he couldn't stop Randy from expanding at all. So, and Randy had all the information, and Bell didn't know what Randy was gonna come to him with actually. So that's where the core bot lab is really weak, is the lack of scouts, and then with
And you
scouts
can't
you can
even
get ahead.
deny a scout, right? You might chase a little bit that scout away, but he still sees you, right? Good micro.
The big advantage that bots have that Master Bell didn't succeed in taking advantage of is going over the hill. I think Master Bell could have assembled quite a few AKs and tried to go over the hill and attack Randy's base. That was undefended, actually. All right, Red Comet, smaller map, average size, as some would say.
Average, yeah. Generally small. Let's go.
So potentially match point here if Randy takes another one.
Oh, really? Randy's pretty strong on the... Well, match point means that he needs one game more, right, to win.
Well, he was +1 and he won 2, so he's at +3. So one win here it would be at 4 wins out of 7. So that would be a victory. And he's looking good so far, actually. It's looking good. But Master Bell doesn't give up so easily.
He's a fighter.
He's a fighter, and he tries until the end. So. I think he fell behind a bit on the economy in the early game, last game. So hopefully for him here on Red Comets, it's going to be a little bit more straightforward, a little bit easier for him to play standard. And the 3 mechs start with core and Master Bell 2 mechs into a bot lab, also with core. And he's going his signature 1 con 2 AK repeats Q.
Seems so greedy to me.
1 con
so
2 AK?
I feel like it's both greedy and not greedy at the same time.
From Randy?
No, from Master Bell.
Randy went 3 mechs directly.
Yeah, but did you mean of Randy? Yeah, well, it depends on what the enemy does, right? And they've all been doing core bots, so no scouts at all. So if the enemy is going core bots, you can do the stream mech start. It's not an issue at all.
No, I do mean Master Bell with one instructor per 2 AKs. It seems
okay. Yeah.
Seems like not enough AKs.
Yeah, so Randy doing 4 AKs, 2 bots, 3 AKs.
So not that big of a difference, actually. Oh, and no, but there's a difference. Randy doesn't do repeat. Randy does like custom queues. He always does, as far as I know. See, here the issue with Master Bell is he has 2 AKs, but he's still making an LLT, so he is actually quite low in metal. Whereas Randy, two AKs, no LLT.
Why is one player getting more income? 8.5 versus 8.3.
Is that
That's
the
weird.
constructors?
The
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
constructors.
yeah. Okay.
The constructors. So actually, that would be interesting because I personally never played bar or BA rather. I never played BA on that high level of competitive play. So I'm not sure how much the cons giving metal actually, how much that changes the eco part. I think.
Randy with the
So
double extend, both with the double expand.
yeah, Master Bell is a little bit faster early on, but Randy, I think, had a big advantage with the 3-mech start.
If you suspect that your opponent is playing defensive, which Bill did also in previous games, then it's fine to go 3-mechs, right?
Exactly. Just now, for the first time, there's a unit across the halfway map. Or no, I think there was a bit of a rest earlier, but from Master Bell's side at least. So up until right now, Randy didn't even have to make any defenses at all.
And also, his radar serves as a defense with quick enough reaction and being able to intercept radar is fine at this stage of the game.
It's quite a bit of production capacity here for cons in his base. Randy idle lab. He's getting a bit tired, it looks like. Still idle lab. 500 metal in the bank. It's not looking too good for the final game. It's getting a bit late in the night, maybe.
Isn't that late in UK yet, but...
And yeah, he's actually suffering from it because look at the army size difference. Master Bell has a significant lead. The Khan, I don't think he'll be able to expand there anymore. He has to go back. So, a bit of a blunder here from Randy.
Well, maybe he's keeping all that sweet metal for like a nice vehicle lab, but...
I don't think so. It would actually have been quite the right moment to do that. Yeah, but he did grab the center with his commander. Between the
Bell
two
is
of them.
there to contest it to some extent, right? If Bell gets like some Rockos up and is able to maintain the pressure, then...
Which he did do last time. A bit of
Bell went into the trap.
Here.
Did he trap himself, kinda?
Let's look, he's targeting the LLT. He's getting it. He's got the Maxis. He's getting his solar as well, and the other solar. So,
worth?
Yeah, mixed bag. Maybe.
Would you approve or no?
The AKs are quite cheap and they don't leave too much wreck. So actually, it might be worth it. Would be more worth it if Randy was low on metal, but he's going to have to defend this AK push.
And
but
top as well, I think.
Yeah. Hey, he's also stacking up metal. He's not having enough production here. He's making nanos. It's looking like a good game so far. I'm not quite sure who's doing better here. But better expansion from Master Bellin, coming with quite a few bots in the north. If he can hold that off.
Hold it off for a while. And he locked the bottom quite well, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
Randy gonna try to sneak through the crater a little bit? Pull a ZLO move?
And there's one. He sees it. But
Bell
the north
pulling everything as well.
Yeah. Bell does this. He pulls everything, and now the north. His expansion here is under threat.
Well, two LLTs with a repair could be fine.
Maybe. Let's see.
Needs to repair the.
No. Some AKs are coming. It's gonna lose a lot here.
Well, if he doesn't lose the cons, then loses one con.
One con,
Ooh,
second con.
lives on 0%.
Barely, 0% HP here.
4 health, 4 health.
Oh, so Rocco's are here. The pressure Rocco's.
Yeah, pushing. And a vehicle lab from Randy. Unfortunately, Randy's Master Bell's commander is off in the corner claiming Maxis.
Can't support really, yeah.
And he already has so much metal, he really doesn't need those Maxis right now, actually.
Oh, for sure.
1,500 metal right now. Need production. But the Roccos are doing some work here, putting some pressure. Big engagement with Gators. And yeah, this expansion is done.
Needs to fall back. What is he raising? He's raising still AKs for defense.
And 1,800 metal, and he's only making AKs. AKs don't cost any metal. And he's making vehicle lab in the corner now. He recognizes he needs to spend his metal. He's making a vehicle lab in the corner. Being pressured in front of his expansion.
So Randy does win that wreck pile, right? On the top. Although Bell's still fighting.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, Bell has 4 nanos, while Randy has only 1 nano. And 2 labs. Like, Bell has invested in, it's, I mean, what do you think about TUDs? Like, if you can't spend money, doesn't it make sense if you have like 4 nanos, just go TUDs?
And they're slow.
So AK, but AKs die as well, right? Versus Gators.
Yeah. Like, look, just a few AKs here in the top would raid Randy's expansion entirely. But yeah, he wants the metal rack, I think. He has some res bots as well. I think that's why he really wants to keep a hold of this area right here. Randy's trying to his res bot, but that's getting shut down.
1 point, but it's not like Master Bell doesn't really need metal, right?
No, and look, Master Bell, no energy, full metal. What's the first thing that he brings out of his vehicle lab is a con to grab more Maxes. Maybe an investment in the long future, a con for Randy.
He's getting advanced solars though. That's why he's stalling a bit.
Almost getting the con, and he's getting it. All right, okay. And in north as well, the con getting shut down. So a little bit of payback here.
Yeah, that's big actually.
And he's actually going to raid all those Maxes behind it as well, so that's really good. And Master Bell is holding these raiders in his back pockets. He can put them into maybe surprise the vehicle lab in the south.
Loses control over the pile again.
Especially since Randy's making slashers, which are quite bad against these raiders.
What do you think about that south stack when he moves? Can he just move to the base and run deep? I don't think Randy is aware of that tank brigade that just starting to move out.
And now it's moving out. I think it's going to go to the vehicle lab. He's going to try to take the vehicle lab out, maybe. And this metals.
Well, Randy knows it's there now. Let's see how he responds.
Yeah, he's not being very fast about it.
Oh yeah, he didn't stop. I would just rush to the base, I think. Create chaos in the back.
Should do something.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, contesting the metal rack in the north. Master Bell is out of metal now.
I was surprised to see him rezzing.
Me too.
Field. Just like he doesn't have time to res really.
Cater's going in the middle of the raiders, but it's actually looking really good for Master Bell if he gets the push there. Yeah, Master Bell is in a very good spot, even though he doesn't have as many Maxes, I would say.
Randy has to pull his army back, and his army is actually like he has Gators versus Raiders, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, there we go. Master Bell going in. Yeah, Randy here is being pulled in 2 different directions at the same time. He has to protect this huge metal deposit, huge D-gun here, killing a few Raiders. Alright. As he predicted, the Raiders are going for the base rather than the vehicle lab. But the Gators are winning against the Grunts, so the metal here is getting sucked actually by Master Bell for the moment. And the Rainers, there's not that many Rainers left, but he did make it all the way into Randy's base. He is getting some damage done. How much?
Hit nanos, basically. I would hit nanos first, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and he is. He's hitting the nanos. There we go. 1 down, 2 down. Third one down. That's huge production down.
The AKs can win slowly top.
Oh, the Bat Lab as well. Wow, that's huge.
That's big, yeah. That should close the game, I think. Now he only needs to defend versus the Gators, which are coming to scout. He sees the commander though, but I don't think, even if Randy knows where the commander is, I don't think he can do much about it.
No, I don't think so. No, that's...
And the AKs win on the north as well.
Yeah. Randy panicking a bit, pulling his entire army back to defend his solars. Levelers to try to get something done, but yeah, this is pretty much over.
Should be game, yeah. There's no potential of like quick hitting units or calm snipe. Making drones. So Bell is making drones on the cherry on the top.
It doesn't have any air defense either. No, this is game over. All right, wow, a nice, beautiful game here. GG, well played from Randy and Master Bell. GG.
Holding on, past 1 round of the maps, so it's 3-2 now, right?
3-2. Master Bell trying to perform a comeback. Very well played here. Attack on multiple fronts. A lot of back and forth. This was a very tough game here from either side, and Master Bell able to pick it up in the end there.
I mean, the North pile was pretty spammy, just both throwing their armies and then Master Bell producing. I think Master Bell sometime he went away with like and actually got like 4 nanos. But so much about that game. What does that an auto start, or they decided to play Red Comet rematch?
Red Comet rematch, indeed, yeah. I think Randy here. Randy actually had a better start, I would say.
All right.
So maybe he feels like, I don't know who voted for this map.
The loser, I think, should, or is it automatically the reset?
Randy picked. So yeah, Randy picked Red Comet. He feels like
it's like a GG man. Like, I know what you're doing now. I'm gonna win this time. Okay.
Yeah. He accepts the challenge in a way, I would say.
Oh, of course.
I like it. That's and same start from Master Bell, the 2 mechs, and Randy as well, actually. And Randy switching over to 2 mechs Bot Lab.
That's some kind of bar build. Come on, everybody knows.
And he actually unfortunately makes 2 solars.
Yeah.
He makes 2 solars.
Well, Bell actually adapts to BA build with 1 solar.
I think 1 solar is enough. So
yeah. Your mixes doesn't consume the energy, right? So, and you don't stall metal. Even if you stall a little bit of energy, then don't stall. Okay.
Here first, the bar rots your brain and makes you make too many solars when you're making labs over here.
The drain to build the bot lab is less in BA, from what I can tell. Because I think in bar it's minus 64, in BA it's like minus 57. So the 2 solars then put you excessing while you're building the lab, whereas in bar you're just topping off your energy bar with 2 solars, and then you can boost out your first constructor.
With the numbers.
No.
So yeah, and especially if you have the bot lab earlier, that means that you have more build power earlier, because the bot lab itself obviously has build power, so you're building faster. And again, Master Bell expanding backwards with his commander. And meanwhile, Randy leaving his base entirely empty. Just one construction unit making a max, and for the rest, his
That's
base all the
risky.
way
That's a
empty.
pretty macro cheese. I think he
He
has
has his
recognized.
radar down. He has a radar down.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
again, if the enemy is going core bots, no scouts.
Yeah. And now he's focusing on just AKs for now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out, I think, for him. I mean, it's a little bit sketchy. What happens if you suddenly play versus ARM with like 5 fleas? It's.
I guess he didn't
Who's gonna
think.
open arm?
Well, you can
Yeah,
mix it up,
he
I
didn't
think.
think Master Bell would. I guess that's the advantage of sometimes opening arm is that the enemy thinks that you might do that. So
Yeah.
leaves the enemy guessing. If you always stay on the same path, the enemy knows what you're gonna do. And you can play a lot freer. Also, a lot less LLTs. In fact, 0 so far.
That's good. I'm gonna be more volatile gamer.
Randy moving with his AKs with attack commands, interestingly. So he wants his
Is it fight
AKs to
command,
stay at
maybe?
maximum range. Could
Randy,
actually help in AK versus AK fights if you do attack command like this. That sneaks behind the max, but not well enough. Gets taken out by the
okay.
LLT here.
Do you think it was a mistake of building a radar from Master Builder in the back? I think he meant LLT there. And a 2-max spot.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I think he didn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a really weird position. Let's see if it comes to bite him later. So Randy was able to finish 1 nano. Don't see yet from Master Bell. It's been 4 minutes. But has some spare metal a little bit.
Yeah, but I think 3 comms. He needs more energy. A big attack possible in the north, but looks like Master Bell's baiting with his commander, like come and attack me with your whole army.
What's his plan? No Rocco, still just AKs versus AKs.
But
Right?
Master Bell denying at least 1 max here in the middle 3 from Randy's side.
There is Rocco's from, or like what? Storms from Randy. So he saw those LLTs and would push out 3 or 4.
3 Roccos. That's going to be a really big problem for Master Bell. I think Master Bell now feels like he needs to do something to react to that.
Mm-hmm.
Master Bell probably cursing himself. Wow, I wish I would have thought to build rockets first.
Yeah, he's bringing some now, but it's a bit late.
I know.
And the Roccos do need defensive LLTs.
Again, the same similar dive as previously. Going in and...
Big engagement right here.
Yeah, is this desperation move? I mean, there's no way Master Bell thinks he could get away with it.
Well, last time he did succeed with some red, right? You remember?
Oh, no. GG. Master Bell sees it as a...
That's it? Poor guy.
I mean, that was a lot of feed. that was a lot.
But
Of fun.
Big steal.
perhaps perhaps a bit a bit early. But Master Bell says no. That's it. I'm out. He doesn't see the way
And
back
Randy is the
into this game,
champion.
and he gives
All
the win
right.
over to Randy. So Randy here winning 4-2 over Master Bell in this series, the final series of the Crown Cup, making Randy the new Crown Cup winner.
Long and the card domination, I think, for that.
Amazing series here. Perhaps the last game a bit quick and unfortunate here from Master Bell. Probably quite tired from a long games played before, but amazing games here.
Yeah. All right. I'll end the VOD since it looks like there's a public DSD game going.